oh my god, her hair is so beautiful and mine's just so not. Oh no. Hey guys, tell me, how often do you compare yourself to someone else? How many times do you sit there, just like I did, and say, that girl's hair is amazing. Oh, mine so isn't. My hair is so flat and it's just so crap, right? How many times does that happen to you? And if you're ready to quit doing that, I've got some helpful exercises to do at the end of this video. If not, what I've got is a really handy pro and con that I'd like you to consider when it comes to making choices that are right for you. Now, what I feel like when it comes to comparison is that this is actually one of the most common topics I work with when it comes to working with teenage girls. I feel like it's like a secret rite of passage that you need to experience when you want to get through to the other side of life, right? So what I've got for you is an amazing pro, an amazing con, and some homework. So stick with me to the end of the video and you're going to learn exactly how to stop comparing yourself if you're ready, and what to do to kind of make a better decision. Top pro number one, right, is we can use comparison to actually fuel us, to actually help us, right? So I do this all the time. I compare myself to people that I look up to and people that I really, really want to be like in order to help me grow. So if I'm ever stuck, I'll compare myself and say, well, how would she handle this situation? Or how would someone else experience this, right? And I'm comparing myself from a really positive point of view because I know it's going to help me grow. Now, one of the people I always compare myself to is Sarah Blakely. Now, if you have a look at that box up there, that's actually hers. That's from the company she created. She created Spanx. And I absolutely love this woman. So when it comes to me and my business with Moonshot You, what I'm always thinking about is how can I be better? How can I do better? So I'm using it to really fuel me in a positive way. Now, the con to comparison is that it can leave you feeling quite worthless and quite crap, like within yourself, really unhappy and just an overall vibe of not good enough. Now, that's super duper common because what you're doing is you're comparing what's better about someone else in order for you to feel lack. So what we've got is the same situation, just two different ways of seeing it. So from a positive point of view or from a negative point of view. Now, if we're choosing to see it from a negative point of view, like she has better hair than me or she's smarter than me, right? What we're saying to ourselves is that we can't grow or we could never be like her. And I think that's really wrong to say because there's a reason why you're not just like her, because you're special in your own right. And I think that's really important to think about because when you're comparing yourself, does it make you feel good? Is it a chance for you to grow? Or are you doing it and you feel crap about it? That's something really important. So the way I see this is that you actually have a choice. So just like I'm saying, two different sides to seeing something, you have a choice about how do you want to see it, in a positive way as a chance for you to grow, or in a negative way and that you can't grow or that it's not going to happen for you. So what to do next if you're ready to ditch comparing yourself in order to make you feel better about who you are? Here we go. I've got 3 top tips to work with right now. Number 1, choose and change what you focus on. Now this is so important, right? Because our minds actually work like this. Like imagine that they're like a little square. And whatever we fill our minds with is whatever we're exposed to and whatever we start to believe over time. So if our minds are only this big, and imagine if our usage of Instagram is that much, then our friends at school are this much, and then what we see outside of Instagram is that much, right? It's what we think about. All of a sudden, whatever we're focusing on that doesn't make us feel good will start to become embedded in our mind if that's all we're choosing to look at within our mind. So for example, if one of your things is skinnier girls skinnier than you or prettier than you and the whole Instagram craze, what we need to do is we need to start looking at what we see inside of our mind and changing a little bit of it. So if this percentage is Instagram, can it unfollow them and only focus on the things that make you happy, right? That is a number 1 tip right there. You've got to change what you focus on and how much of it you focus on. So that's a number 1 tip right there. What we need to do is change how much we see of that one message, which reinforces to us that we're not good enough because we don't look like them. So instead, do a little cleanse of everything you focus on, right? So what are you putting inside your mind? If it's only this big, what influences are you putting in there? Because if we can, some of those negative influences from Instagram, for example, who could know what we could fill it back up with? Something super powerful and super amazing that's going to help us kick ass. Second point, a flower. Do you guys like flowers? I love flowers, right? Now, if you're a flower and you're growing, you don't look at the flower next to you and say, gosh, I wish I could be a yellow flower, but I'm only a red flower. I feel so insecure that I'm this color and they're that color and I want to be more like their color, right? A flower doesn't do that. What a flower does instead is sit there and chooses to be the best flower they can be. That's all they focus on. Day in, day out, they focus on growing themselves and being the best flower ever. That is something really important to think about. Now, final tip number 3, focus on you, right? So I need you to do like a little inventory on yourself. What are you good at? What are you not good at, right? And I want you to choose what your superpower is. What are you choosing to focus on? What makes you special and why are you you? Okay, so you might not like your nose, you might not like your toes, you might not like if you have a lisp, right? But instead we need to focus on what you're going to make as your superpower and really just own it with complete confidence. Now, if you're feeling stuck, I found 3 amazing examples to share with you. Did you know Adam Levine from Maroon 5 has ADHD, right? And did you know Albert Einstein was told he has a high level of autism? And Leonardo DiCaprio has OCD. Now, do you think either of those 3 amazing, mega successful people let those things interfere with them? No. Instead, they just chose to rise above them and just make it their secret power that no one knew about, but they just like loved and accepted fully. So that's honestly the 3 homework items you can do if you want to stop comparing yourself to someone else and start to feel good about who you are. Because who you are is freaking awesome. And there's a reason why you are you and I'm not you and you're not me. Because you are awesome as you are. Don't forget that. Okay? Now thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and drop me a comment below with what really, really mattered to you. What worked for you.